Hi, how are you? This is Sandstorm here, and welcome back to Hearts of Iron 4 as we resume our playthrough as the British Empire, now known as the Angevin Empire. In the last episode, we went over to Canada and invaded America and annexed all of its territory. Quick note, I made a mistake in the peace conference. I did not actually mean to puppet the Philippines, so I've gone ahead and released the Philippines. They are still fascist, but they are not in the Axis, and they are not our puppet anymore. Anyway, in this episode, we're going to be sorting out Japan because they are going to be doing this focus here, strike on the southern resource area very, very soon, in about 80 days or so. So, they get an annex war goal on our puppets, which means they get an annex war goal on us. And it's these puppets here, British Malaya and the Angevin East Indies, that they will get a war goal on. So we need to bring our troops over from America on the double. And we're probably going to bring them over to the border here with China, because I'm actually going to try and enter the Japanese Greater East Asian Co-Prosperity Sphere faction, so we do not get declared on immediately, and we can control when Japan declares war on us. We've got a few free military factories that I neglected from our conquest of America. So I'm going to assign a few onto infantry equipment 2. I'm going to assign one onto light tank 3s and one onto support equipment. The quickest way to get into the Japanese faction is going to be to declare war on China. And if we were to justify a war goal on China, we need 2 more political power. But it will only take 20 days to justify a war goal on China, which will leave us with plenty of time to prepare for when Japan declares war on us. So we will begin the justification immediately. Perfect. And our draft reform proves effective, thank goodness. And Japan has declared war on the Philippines, who joined the Chinese United Front. And we completed development in Australia, so we are going to go over and actually do steady as she goes. Even though it does give us democracy support, it gives us war goals on Germany and the USSR, which is going to be very handy when the two of them declare war on each other. And it also gives us war goals on Sweden and other Nordic nations, which is very handy because Sweden is actually now a major power. If we look at the country list, we can see that Sweden now appears on the major powers list, since there are no other major democratic powers. We're going to send our main army group over here to one of these Chinese colonies that we have conquered, I believe, from France. And we will eventually send them into Japan to help fight on the front line with China. We finished this centimetric radar. We're going to go over and research the improved centimetric radar for only 44 days. Our justification on China is complete, but as you can see, our army is out here in the Central Pacific, which leaves our border here. Oh, and the Philippines are getting defeated. But if we were to declare war on China right now, they might call in Yunnan, and that would leave our border here on French Indochina undefended. It appears as if China has Soviet volunteers, but that should not be too much of an issue for us. And we finished the Churchill tank. Let's go research Construction 3. Now we see Japan is justifying against us because they're justifying against our puppets, and we will be immediately called in. Japan's going to complete this focus here in about 40 days or so, which should be plenty of time for our troops to get to this border and to declare war on China and get into the Japanese faction. And we've also finished research on the improved artillery upgrade number 2. We'll go for the improved anti-air upgrade number 1. We've also got some more military factories. We'll assign 2 onto light tank 3 production. And we've completed steady as she goes. This will give us a bit of democratic support, but we've already got 72% fascism support, and the daily change is not that much. Let's go do home defense. We've completed the centralized fire control doctrine. We'll go down the same tree, spend that 100 army experience. We'll get plenty of army experience from our war with China and Japan. Alright, we have enough troops on the border that we can declare war on China now. I do not believe that Yunnan is going to be called in because they are not a puppet of China. And they do not have any divisions along our border. So we are going to declare war on China. We're going to leave the Axis, but only temporarily. And we are going to enter the Japanese faction. We've now entered the Japanese faction, and we are stationed on the border with Yunnan. They are finally bringing troops over, and the Ganap Philippines has joined China as our enemy. But it appears as if the Ganap Philippines are about to capitulate. Let's see, yes, they've already capitulated actually. Communist China just got called in. I think Xinjiang will probably get called in soon too. Let's check if we have air superiority. Yes, we do, but we completed the improved centimetric radar research, so we're going to go down and research advanced centimetric radar. Even though the time to research is only 78 days, it is a little bit ahead of time. This should not be that much of an issue. And let's set out our few planes that we have over here in this province here, because there's a little bit of combat going on in that one tile. And we've got 2 extra free military factories. We're going to put another 5 stack onto infantry equipment too. Now that we've got our main army over here, we're going to set it to a garrison order on the Japanese mainland, since there's only 1 Japanese division here, and it isn't even in a major city. It appears actually as if it's leaving to head to the front line. So, when we finish with China, we are going to exit the faction, and Japan will declare war on us through the focus war goal. When Japan does this, our troops in their territory will make it our territory, and this is called the Order 66. I'm not sure who originally created this for Hearts of Iron 4, but thank you so much to whoever did. It makes some wars a whole lot easier. So we have helped the Japanese out quite a bit, because the British Raj has a nice border here with Xinjiang, so Xinjiang cannot really participate in any of the fighting on the front line, because they have to hold their border against the British Raj in case we call the British Raj in. And if they empty off this border a little bit more, it might be worth calling in the British Raj, because they are starting to stack their divisions. This area is not a border because it is a no-go zone marked by this pointy red line. I think we may as well justify in Yunnan. It will only take 10 days, and we will be able to roll through the country at top speed. They only have 1 division on each of our border tiles. Oh, I think Japan set up a garrison of their homeland. And our justification for conquering Dali is complete. Let's go declare war on Yunnan. We don't need to call the allies, just Japan, who is already in the war. And let's set an attack order up to their only 2 victory points, and then we'll modify that order once Yunnan is capitulated. And we are immediately winning. It is a landslide. Every frontline division just got defeated. Let's keep rolling through. And Communist China just capitulated. Nicely done, Japan. It is just a matter of time until China falls, although they will stop fighting once they have 5% or less victory points controlled. So I think we're going to have to march all the way to their current capital, because it is worth 10 victory points. Let's get a manual order to go to their capital, and an order to go to their future capital. Some of our troops are not attacking, so I'll set our battle plan to aggressive. Yeah, there we go. Now we're advancing. The Soviets are sending their divisions to the capital. That's not good. It appears as if we're not going to get into their capital, but we are going to try and run into their other victory point. Let's stop attacking their capital, because that's obviously not going to work. And we got the improved anti-air upgrade number 1. Let's go for a rocket artillery upgrade. And we'll make sure that one of these troops also goes this way, so that we can hang across and encircle all these divisions down here. It's only 3 divisions, but it's still something. And let's make sure this division goes up this way. And we might be able just to run to some of China's victory points through this little attack order that we have made. And let's make sure that we hold this tile as well. See if we can railroad. It takes forever to move in any of these tiles in China. And we'll try and run up to some of these victory points through our small excursion. And we're getting attacked. That is to be expected, but we will soon be free. Yep, the attack has halted. And let's go research something else because we just can finish construction 1. We'll go for excavation number 3. Since India is a friendly country to us, no supply can be gotten through India to this encirclement, so they are completely and totally encircled. Let's see if we can clean them up. Maybe we have to wait for them to starve a little bit more. And we completed home defense. Let's go for a Scandinavian intervention. This division wants to keep leaving, so I'm going to create a new army and just have the division hold here. Well, we can attack this one here. Since they're attacking another division, it's much easier to attack them. And they'll eventually be defeated into this tile, where we will clean up the encirclement. This Soviet division may be walking into the tile we're heading into, but we should be able to get past that division without any issues. Let's extend our front line so that we keep holding the area on our little excursion into nationalist China, although we are doing very well in this province here. It appears as if we're beating Soviet tanks across a river. To be fair, we do have a full army attacking here. I wonder if we can keep running into their capital. It appears as if the Soviet divisions are trying to walk into this victory point, so we're going to have to railroad our division over to Dali to make sure that we do not get attacked. And now we've got this division here, so I think we should be able to attack the encirclement. This division can keep going and strategically redeploy, and the encirclement is getting cleaned up very nicely. Since this division is out of organization, we can keep running and get the victory points. It looks like Japan's almost here anyway. If we did tank, this would probably be quicker, but it doesn't much matter at this point. It looks as if we just took their capital. I wonder if we're going to beat the Soviet division there. I think we will. Let's see. And we did. There we go. Perfect. They should capitulate now. Yemen has capitulated, but the borders have hardly changed because all the rest of their country has been occupied. Let's see if we can push the Soviet division back, and there's no reason not to have this division out of the army anymore. We'll put them back in this purple army here. There are now quite a few Japanese divisions on the mainland, but that is to be expected. We'll be able to deal with them once we finish with China. We have a bunch of undefended tiles here. Let's take the opportunity and attack into them. About to get this victory point here, which will put them ever so closer towards capitulation. I wonder if they will capitulate once we take that victory point and this one here. We completed the floating fortress doctrine. Let's go down and do floating airfield. The attack is halted here, and they actually got defeated. Interesting. How many casualties has China taken? Oh my goodness. They've taken 5.5 million casualties. And we got the advanced centimetric radar. Let's go and do the advanced computing machine. And we've got more military factories. We'll keep popping more and more onto the advanced infantry equipment. Alright, we've made it into Chamdo. Let's hold the attack so that we aren't attacking while they're attacking us. We might not be able to hold this, but let's see. Are they going to capitulate? No. But Japan is about to take this victory point here. So they, oh, now we can hold it because we got another division in. And we've got another division over here. Let's see if we can run around into the final capital. I believe this is their last victory point. They now have a division in the capital since it's on the front line, but we're still going to try and run in. Looks as if we defeated a Soviet tank there. Perfect. Let's hold again so we're not attacking while being attacked. And China's downfall is imminent. Let's attack this tile here because it's just in the center and we're being pinned at this victory point. China is now 98% of the way towards capitulation. And it appears like all but one division is leaving their capital. And we got defeated by a Soviet tank, I believe. Well, that is to be expected. Let's stop doing that. Let's see if we can attack the tank. No, we cannot. Let's attack this province here in the center. No need to. It has been attacked. And let's get another research going. Let's go with the improved anti-tank upgrade number 1. This is a very nice encirclement down here. We got a Soviet tank division. Very well done. Very well done. And they are attacking out of the encirclement, which is extremely stupid. So let's attack them while they're attacking. And they shall die imminently. Oh, they stopped attacking, so our attack... No, now they're attacking again. So our attack should work. Let's stop redeploying and keep attacking this encirclement. This is going to be a lot of casualties. Perfect. The encirclement has been taken care of. And we completed excavation number 3, so we're going to go down and research advanced machine tools in 125 days. We completed Scandinavian intervention focus. To get our Swedish war goal, I think we need more support for fascism in their country. So let's go over to Sweden, and yes, that's the party that was mentioned in the focus, and let's boost fascism so we can get an easy and quick war goal on Sweden. But for now, we will issue gas masks. We have complete superiority in the air over this province. We're going to attempt to take Gomad, and the parliament is debating intervention in Scandinavia. You wouldn't think there would be a parliament in a fascist government, but it is what it is. I believe all of our troops should now be advancing towards this front line. There is an open province here, so I'm going to try and dart into it before that tank gets there. I don't think it's possible, but we will try. We're still at war with Xinjiang, so I think we're going to call in the British Raj because they are stacked on the Xinjiang border. Alright, but they're only at war with China. Are we not at war with Xinjiang? Alright, let's justify quickly on Xinjiang. The British Raj will probably be able to get us some more war participation. We've got 2%, which might be enough to puppet a little bit of China. It's always nice to leech a little bit of manpower out of China from the peace deal. We are desperately trying to get their capital, but they've got many, many divisions inside of it. We might win the capital. The attack was green for a minute, and Xinjiang just got called in. We have no need to justify on them, but there's no way to stop it now that we're at war with them. And they've got undefended tiles on it, and our justification just completed anyway. Xinjiang is getting pushed back hard by the Indians. Let's spend the 100 army XP to get a quick completion to the advanced fire bases doctrine. Looks like China's about to be completed. We're about to take the capital, and the peace deal is about to fire. Although some of our divisions are not attacking the capital, we'll still win it anyway. It would be amazing if we get occupation of the capital. That might give us more war score, and the Soviet Union has just annexed Tanatuva. We have just finished taking the capital, and since we are at war with a major still, we can justify very quick war goals. Alright, let's justify on Siam. It will only take us 10 days. now let us resume and walk into the Chinese capital. I think Japan's divisions are actually going to get into the capital before our divisions. Oh, but we still got occupation of the territory. Now China is 100% towards capitulation because we own all of their victory points. Wow. Alright. China capitulated. And a lot of stuff happened. With 56 war score, can we puppet China? No. So, we cannot puppet China because we don't have quite enough war score. So, we will take all states from China. And we will deselect this province here. And now we will puppet China. And we will untake these states here. So now China is puppeted with this very cheap province. Now Japan won't be able to puppet China, which is what they do with this territory. They don't actually ever annex it. So we have the ability to pass for a while because it's only Japan and I and Japan's puppets and my puppet in the peace deal. So let's pass a few times. And Japan just took a bunch of stuff for communist China. So we might want to start trying to take stuff for our Chinese puppet. I'm not sure if we're going to get all that much. We've only got 56 war score. Let's see if we can take as much as we can. We can take a few bits over here. We can only take one of these more expensive provinces, or we could take both of these non-expensive provinces. Let's go and do that. The border gore over here is glorious. Let's give my China this province. And I wonder if we can get this province off. No, it's just too much war score. Let's pass. And everything else has been taken. Well, we got a nice Chinese puppet out of this peace deal. Let's see how much manpower they have. The puppet is actually not connected to us at all. It is very close to the British Raj, but it is not connected to any of our holdings. Well, it is what it is. Let's see, how much manpower does it have? It has 378,000 manpower. Wow, just these few provinces in China has so much manpower. I think it's because they have this city in it here, which was probably one of their capitals at one point. So, what we're going to attempt to do now is leave the Japanese faction before Japan can get all its troops back to the home islands. Also, I'm going to attempt to evacuate all these troops very quickly to someplace close that's not owned by Japan, like here. Let's see if we can get them out of Japan's puppets before we leave the Japanese faction, because when we leave the Japanese faction, Japan will use the war goal on us and our puppets to declare war on us immediately. Let's railroad out. These troops will all most likely die when we declare war on Japan. And Bulgaria just joined the Axis. Interesting. And I think now is the perfect time to declare war on Japan. Alright, let's leave the faction. We're now going to join the Axis again. And we will be immediately at war with Japan. The German Reich has accepted our offer to join back into the Axis, and they have declared war on us. Alright. Let's take this airfield. And Hiroshima is guarded. That is not good, but it is what it is. Okay. Most of their other major cities have been taken though, including some of these cities in the north. So we should be okay, all in all. And Nagasaki has been taken. Hiroshima is about to be taken. And Japan just capitulated. I hope we get a peace conference. And we got a peace conference because they did not call in their Chinese Empire puppet. I think we will take everything except for Taiwan, where we will puppet Japan. Let's end the turn. And we've got a few more things we can do. We can take all of Japan's puppets, which is very, very good. So let's pass a few times. Let's satellite Manchukuo, the Ganap Philippines, dictatorial Xinjiang, the Yunnan Free State, the Jibei-Sanma Free State, and Manchukuo. We cannot puppet the Chinese Empire, sadly, but they only have 1 or 2 divisions, I think. So if we decide to go to war with them, it should be no real difficulty. Alright, we are now the proud owner of all of Japan's land and all of their puppets, except for their Chinese puppet, who we are going to have to manually justify on. But we have some war goals that we have from justifying after China, which we should probably attend to first. We have a war goal on Xinjiang, Siam, and another war goal on Xinjiang. Xinjiang is now our puppet. And they have a lot of manpower because their conscription law is on all adults served. Let's request some garrison support from them. What is the manpower of all our puppets? Japan still has 42.3k manpower. And this China here has 19 million manpower. So let's see if we can clean up some of our war goals. We have a war goal on the Siam, and I think that is it. So let us send this army over to the Siamese border. And we will attack as soon as they arrive at the border. And Xinjiang just gave us most of their manpower. What an amazing puppet. Thank you so much. China is still in the Greater East Asian Co-Prosperity Sphere, but the faction changed colors, and it's just China in the faction. How very interesting. I guess we'll have to go take that faction out. Speaking of taking out countries, I think it is time we declare war on Siam. Let's declare war on Siam and call in the Angevin Raj. Perfect. Siam should be fairly easy after our war with China and Japan. And somebody's justifying on us. Is it the Soviets? Yes, it is. Okay, they're doing war with Japan. I think this may be the opportunity that Germany has been waiting for. I think it is time for the Axis to declare war on the Comintern. We finished issuing gas masks. Let's go prepare for the inevitable. We have occupied Bangkok. Have they capitulated? They're very close. Let's run into their other victory points. Let's set our main army to our border with the Soviet Union. I think we only have one border with the Soviet Union. And that is over in the east. So let's set our army over to this border here in case the Soviets declare war on us extremely shortly. But for now, let's just clean up Siam. I think they may capitulate after we take this victory point. Have they got more victory points we need to take? Yes, they do. But they are retreating out of this area. Let's actually call in British Malaya so that they can pin these divisions here while we run into their capital. Thank you very much for being such a great puppet. And Siam has capitulated. Take this northern province for ourselves, and we will give the southern province to British Malaya. Except we need a little bit more war score for that, so we'll pass once. And give the southern province to British Malaya. Perfect. We are actually the same color as British Malaya. I did not notice that. Very interesting. Sadly, we are out of time today, but we will have to leave it here with the Soviet Union justifying on our puppet Japan, and the Axis about to be at war with the Comintern. To see the result of that huge war, check out part 5 of the British Empire series, coming out very shortly. Thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy this episode, be sure to like and subscribe if you so care to. And until the next episode, I'll see you later. Goodbye.